everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be about the very first concert I ever went to. I went to a Black Label Society concert, and it had two opening bands. The two opening bands were Prong and Obituary. Prong and Obituary are both not super well known. Black Label Society is pretty popular, especially if you're an Ozzy Osbourne fan. You know that Zakk Wylde, who is the lead singer of Black Label Society, was also the guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne. So it was at a little tiny, I guess, stadium. I guess you could call it that. It was like a little tiny theater up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it was an 18 or older, I believe, show only, just because of the risks that are involved in going to a concert. As you guys know, mosh pits are a thing, and I am assuming they just don't want anyone getting hurt. So my husband is over 21. I am not, or I wasn't at the time. I am now, but at the time I was not, so we weren't allowed to go into the bar area or anything because it was set up pretty interesting. There was the main, where the stage was down on the very bottom of the very back of the room, and then in the front of the room was the bar, and anyone 21 and older can go sit there, and then everyone else had to stand in front of the stage. So, like I said, this was the very first concert I ever went to, so I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know how loud the music was going to be. I didn't really know, how much people there would be, what it would be like standing next to a bunch of people. So there was a crap ton of people. Like, it was packed, let me tell you. You were elbow to elbow with people. You didn't really have much moving room. People were right up against you. It was extremely, extremely packed. And with someone that has severe anxiety, that is something hard to deal with, because I do get claustrophobic when I am claustrophobic, and that kind of causes anxiety attacks for me. So the entire time I was like panicking, freaking out. Astro World had just happened, and I was like, holy crap, I'm gonna die. And then on top of it, the music was so loud, guys. I was not expecting the music to be as loud as it was. Like, you literally could not hear anything around you. You can even hear yourself speaking. It was crazy. All you could hear was the music. And then even when the music stopped playing, your ears I guess they got used to how loud the music was while you were there, that it sounded like you were underwater, or that your ears needed to pop. So that was crazy. I was not prepared for that. And then the feeling you get when the music is that loud, so the bass is so loud and so strong that your whole body vibrates. So it just feels like your whole body is like shaking, and you can't really control it because the room is shaking, the floor is shaking. So with someone that has anxiety, it was hard for me to be in there, especially in such a crowded room with a shit ton of people. And while we were in there, because we were in the back, the far corner, the back right corner, and we were standing there literally up against the wall, and there was a guy that kept like scooting closer, and we were like, okay, whatever. And I was standing next to the trash can, and my husband was next to me, and the guy tries to reach into my husband's pocket to steal something. Now, that was crazy. I told him, hey, there's someone trying to pickpocket you, switch me spots, because I didn't have pockets at the time. I was wearing a skirt, and my husband had pockets, and he had all of our credit cards and all of our phones and everything in it. So I switched spots with him to where the guy wouldn't pickpocket him. The concert overall was very fun. I did have to leave in the middle of it to go take a break because my anxiety was getting pretty bad, and I started to have a panic attack. And when I have panic attacks, I tend to pass out, and I did not want to pass out. And it was so hard getting in and out of the crowd. Like, you have to squeeze past people. People are rude. They don't move. actually shoved a guy because I was standing behind him for 5 minutes and I kept saying, excuse me, and I know he heard me because he was looking at me. So I literally just like boop, shoulder bumped him and went around him, and his girlfriend looked at me and called me a bitch, but I don't really care. I'm trying to get out of the way and you guys aren't letting me go because I needed a break at that point. I didn't even stay for the whole concert, unfortunately. I stayed until Obituary was done playing. So right before the main group came on is when I left. I wish I would have stayed, but it's hard, man. When you have like severe anxiety like I do, it is so hard to, push through it or stay through it, especially when you're having an like hour long, it's actually more than an hour panic attack because of how loud the music was and how intense the vibration of the bass was. So it's just extremely difficult to, I guess, to focus on something else and try to distract yourself as much as you can. I enjoyed the concert. There was points where, my anxiety would completely go away when I was really getting into the music. It probably wasn't the best idea to go to a heavy metal concert for my first concert, but overall I really loved it. Prong, I didn't even know they existed, and now they're probably one of my favorite bands when it comes to heavy metal. They were awesome. My husband was like, wow, I really like this band. They're freaking great. And I agree, they were an amazing band. Like, a lot of their first song that they decided to play, I don't know why they chose that song. I guess because it's so shocking. It has like an air raid siren, and I was like, holy crap, is there a fire? Are we gonna have to run out the building? That's literally what was going through my mind. I was like, oh shit, we're gonna have to run out this building with a whole bunch of people next to us. We showed up to the concert 2 hours early, and there was a freaking huge ass line, and it was crazy. That line was so long. There was so much people. There's people in the mosh pit. There's people crowd surfing. I will insert some clips probably somewhere on the screen too. It was so much fun. I really wanted to mosh, but I was wearing, I'll show you my outfit as well. I was wearing these stupid ass shoes that hurt the fuck out of my feet, and I don't think I would have been too good in the mosh pit from what I was wearing because my skirt was very short, and everyone would have saw my chonies or my underwear. I was wearing leggings, but they were lace leggings, and what's the point of wearing leggings if your underwear is still gonna show? I don't think it would have mattered much, but I just didn't want everyone to see my panties. Let's see. So where I was located at the time, it's about an hour drive. So I drove an hour. The entire time I did not use the restroom, and while I was waiting in the line, I really had to use the restroom. So I went into a bar, and they would not let me use the restroom because I didn't buy anything, and I couldn't buy anything because I was not 21, unfortunately. But the concert was awesome. It was such a shock. I did not expect it to be so dang loud or like hardcore. Well, obviously it's gonna be hardcore, but like, I guess the intense feeling that you get whenever the music vibrates, I was not expecting that. Because it's literally your entire body that vibrates. That was probably the most shocking part. But overall, I enjoyed the concert very much. If you have anxiety, I recommend, I don't know, taking medicine, smoking CBD, doing something before you go. Getting drunk, I don't know. Just to where it can calm your nerves a little bit and you can be a little bit more open and enjoy and, I don't know, experience it better than I did. But I hope you guys like this story. If you guys have any crazy concert stories, leave them down in the comments below, and I'd love to hear about them and just see your guys' experience. Thank you guys so much for watching.